Hi, I'm Callum Graham, and today I'm going to be discussing my findings on the impact of virtual reality within the fashion industry and how it could be used by luxury fashion house Louis Vuitton. Upon researching it into virtual reality and augmented reality developments in recent years, it was evident that across the board, researchers found that virtual reality has multiple purposes, and it could also be used to better improve the consumer journey, development of product lines, and merging fashion with technology to cater to younger demographics. Virtual reality is a technological aid that composes of computer-aided stimuli to create an immersive reality of feeling like you're somewhere else. Virtual reality is often mentioned in conjunction with augmented reality, which both fall under the category of XR, which stands for extended reality. Virtual reality differs from augmented reality as it offers users to experience a whole different world using virtual reality headsets and 360-degree glasses, whereas augmented reality is mainly used on one smartphone and its purpose is to virtually place objects into real-world settings. Olivier Abtan, a partner at the Boston Consulting Group, stated that a number of things have changed in the luxury industry. As you know, the industry was growing at a rate of 8% before, however now it is growing at a rate of 2 to 4 to 5% in the next year, and it is going to stay there. A direct quote from the homepage of the French luxury goods conglomerate who own Louis Vuitton reads, "The LVMH group brings together truly exceptional houses. Each of them creates products that embody unique savoir-faire, a carefully preserved heritage, and a dynamic engagement with modernity." This suggests that the LVMH group, whilst it does strive on its roots of heritage, it does also encourage the idea of engaging with the digital age to stay relevant in modern society. This reflects their previous endeavours into the technological realm, and the next step forward will be to expand their use of virtual reality and augmented reality. Within the detailed list of fashion houses that they currently own, a subheader reads, "Houses that combine creativity with timelessness," which reiterates their own interest in a brand of heritage alike Louis Vuitton, which surfaced in 1854 and remains popular, but also staying current with their creativity through taking on new ideas. Virtual and augmented reality would be an ideal match in this instance, as they could implement VR and AR into the brand through virtual dressing rooms, at-home try-on software, and 360-degree fashion show experiences for the consumers, while remaining a brand that is still deeply rooted in fine jewellery and leather goods. Business of Fashion reporter Edwin Jiang stated that by experimenting with virtual reality simulations of varying store environments, retailers can analyse what store layouts and aesthetic is better preferred by their ideal consumer and target demographic, which for Louis Vuitton can save thousands of pounds. Following on from this, retailers could also experiment with their packaging and products themselves to better save time and resource commitment that will usually go into experimenting with new ideas to test these in the physical world. During the COVID-19 pandemic, which is still ongoing in mid-year 2021, potential consumers worldwide were unable to experience firsthand the luxury shopping experience and instead had to purchase their products online and receive a standard home delivery, like any other general purchase, therefore lacking the feeling of a monumental purchase which for Louis Vuitton's pricing most consumers would want. Luxury stores are known for the way in which they treat their customers, such as having a glass of champagne in a waiting area whilst your sales advisor brings you the products you're looking for, and private dressing rooms to try on their ready-to-wear collections. Therefore, when they are unable to provide these services due to social distancing measures and store closures, the only thing you really are paying for when you buy their products is the product itself and no experience along with the brand. Augmented reality would have been able to offer some type of experience for the consumer while still isolating in their home during the pandemic. However, as a larger percentage of the public own a smartphone, FaceTime calls with sales advisors to personally talk to you about the products you are interested in, softwares you could download on your phone to essentially try on an item in the comfort of your own home. During the coronavirus pandemic, 2 years' worth of runway shows have been held via social media applications, and viewers could watch the shows from the comfort of their own home, due to social distancing measures being in place restricting the brands from showing their seasonal collections in the physical form. The first instance of this, however, was in October of 2015, when the mid-market retailer Tommy Hilfiger deployed virtual reality headsets in their stores to allow customers access to the Autumn-Winter 2015 fashion show from the comfort of their nearest in-store location. Luxury fashion house Coach was also inspired by this idea, and in 2017 they also installed virtual reality headsets in 10 malls across the United States to offer customers the same experience by watching the fashion show of the season in a 360-degree virtual experience. Gap in 2017 launched augmented reality dressing rooms within a select few of their in-store locations to experiment with the use of augmented reality in their consumer journey. The dressing rooms allowed their consumers to try their ranges on digitally. This was not as successful as predicted, however, as it was only accessible through a Google Tango smartphone, which, in comparison to Apple, are not as popular, and therefore consumers lacked access to this augmented reality experience. There is speculation on if the use of virtual reality and augmented reality within the consumer journey is of importance, or is simply a marketing strategy in engaging younger demographics to retailers. However, in a study conducted by Meetel in conjunction with Tufts University and the Kellogg School of Management, if a company applies augmented reality fitting rooms to their brand, they could also boost their sales up to 22%. Virtual reality and augmented reality could be used by collecting data via virtual components. Chief Executive Tom Adeyula of a London-based virtual fitting room company stated in a report by Business of Fashion that one of their partners in India is using data collected by virtual reality fitting rooms to better cater the shape of the clothes to the demographic of a certain region. For example, in the north of India, people are taller in comparison to data collected from the southern region of the country. Only 20% of their customers were of a similar shape to the garments that they were selling at present. Therefore, they could adapt this data to recut clothes to better flatter the demographic based on geographical location, hypothetically increasing their sales. Louis Vuitton's biggest competitor now is Gucci and Chanel. In a report by Forbes titled How Gucci and Chanel Are Evolving Through Tech-Powered Personalized Experiences, they explained that the advances that Louis Vuitton's competitors have made to encompass technology in their customer shopping experience by using their own smartphones. Gucci also introduced augmented reality technology through its own application, as well as through Snapchat via Lens, which has allowed users to virtually try on the classic A sneaker line in mid-2019 and is still accessible at present in 2021. Chanel has similarly used augmented reality for their beauty section, allowing users to try on beauty products through a smart device with access to a camera. In the past, Louis Vuitton has experimented with Google Lens to allow their most current travel books to appear to come alive. Louis Vuitton has been toying with the idea of implementing OLED displays into leather goods and the use of augmented reality via application Snapchat, allowing users to create images of handbags using special cards. This suggests that Louis Vuitton is interested in the use of AR and VR within the fashion house, however they have not fully embraced it for their full potential within the customer journey. Virgil Abloh has experimented with fiber optic technology within the fall winter 19 footwear line and a series of leather goods that featured a flexible OLED screen on the surface of their iconic cam lids. Vuitton has also delved into the audio market, releasing their first pair of wireless earphones named the LV Horizon, and experimented with implementing technology into their luxury watches as they are powered by working with Google. Through social media platform Instagram, I asked 60 people the following questions, and the results are surprising to say the least. Have you ever shopped with Louis Vuitton before? Had 47% of people voting yes and 53% for no. Despite LV being the 19th most popular luxury brand and the 17th most famous in the UK, only under half have shopped with the brand, which could be a result of their higher price tag deterring the remaining 53% who say they have not shopped with them before. Next, I asked whether people feel anxious shopping at luxury stores, which 56% of those who I asked replied yes, which may also reflect why people have not experienced shopping with Louis Vuitton before. However, when questioned whether customers would prefer to shop online or in-store, 67 stated that they would prefer to shop in-store. This could suggest that the initial anxiety and high professionalism within the store setting might deter customers. Although if an experience like virtual reality was implemented, they may feel more inclined to visit in-store as it's more of an experience. Considering the COVID-19 pandemic, I asked whether people have become more cautious with their spending, to which 48% replied yes and 52% replied no, despite LVMH's fashion and leather goods houses dropping 5% from 2019 to 2020 at the beginning of the pandemic. This reflects that whilst consumers are not necessarily concerned with how much they are spending throughout the pandemic, they are not as interested in spending at luxury fashion stores. To see how the brand Louis Vuitton could better engage with the potential consumers that have not yet shopped with them, I asked 3 questions based on experiences that they could enjoy in the comfort of their own home. Firstly, I asked whether they would be interested in a virtual experience that allowed users to try LV products at home, and 76% said they would be interested in trying this. Furthermore, I asked whether they enjoyed watching runway shows from their home, and 63% agreed that they enjoyed this. Lastly, I asked whether being invited to the said online runway shows made a consumer feel more included by the brand, which surprisingly 75% of the people questioned said that they do feel more inclined to purchase from the brand. Although LVMH states that they managed to show good resilience against the pandemic crisis through 2020 and going into 2021, bringing in technological advances such as VR and AR may have profited them well, whilst customers were unable to visit stores. And through the results that I obtained through these polls, it's clear that either online or in-store, customers still expect some type of shopping experience at Louis Vuitton. After the COVID-19 pandemic, sales could resume at an average growth rate. However, by catering to the 56% of people who were surveyed and said that luxury stores made them feel anxious, By offering services like virtual reality which may not require any human interaction, although you still experience a certain level of luxury shopping at high-end retail stores, consumers may begin to feel more comfortable shopping at Louis Vuitton, thus increasing sales and customer satisfaction rates. In conclusion to this report, whilst Louis Vuitton have experimented with their use of technology within the luxury fashion house, they have also attempted to incorporate virtual reality through the social media application Snapchat through the Lens option. They need to expand upon this in order to stay in competition with the competing luxury fashion houses Chanel and Gucci, as mentioned previously. Virtual reality and augmented reality could be used for product and packaging testing alongside trialling store layouts and before spending large amounts of money on renovations. It's also clear from the feedback gathered on my polls that many potential consumers would be interested in the use of VR and AR in their shopping experience at Louis Vuitton.